Welcome. Fade to Black breaking news for this Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Help support the show. Get yourself a Fade to Black T-shirt. The links are below. 2 shirts, 2 ways to get them. Get yourself a game changer. Become a Fadernaut. There's 4 ways to become a Fadernaut. Do that at the links below and jump into our chat room. That is now live over on our site. A great show last night with Kaz Clark kicking off the week. Tonight, Laird Scranton is with us. He is back. We're going to be talking about his new book. It is called The Waters of Life. Tomorrow night, survivalist Cody London is here. Renee is excited about that. And then Thursday night, a very special presentation right here on Fade to Black. I am going to go through the Aero UAP report page for page with highlights, all of that on Thursday night. If you haven't read the report, come on in here. I'll give you links where you can go and download it and go through it and read it for yourself. Okay, so we're going to do all of that. If you haven't done it, just hang out with me on Thursday, and I'll take you through the highlights. That is Thursday night, the Aero UAP report. All right, let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1894, Coca-Cola is sold in glass bottles for the first time. The winning design, produced by the Root Glass Company of Terre Haute, Indiana, gave the world the contoured bottle we know today. On this day in 1894. Before that, it was just fountain drinks. That was it. They had to figure out a way to get that stuff into a bottle, and they did. All right, 1894. Fader fact. Check this out. If this doesn't scare the crap out of you. Fungi in Chernobyl are thriving by utilizing gamma radiation as a food source. And they are progressing towards the heart of the reactor core, where all the good food is. And that is your Fader fact. How can something survive on that, right? Well, life is life. Let's get to the breaking news. Sad news to report. Eric Carmen, the former lead vocalist of the Raspberries and singer of All By Myself, passed away in his sleep over the weekend. He was 74 years old. I'm going to say this. This is going to sound strange, but I was out on Saturday going for a ride in the desert. And I don't ride with a radio. I don't have a Bluetooth helmet. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't want the distractions. But I all the way popped in my head by the Raspberries. And I was just driving through the desert with the song playing in my head. How strange is that? Just out of nowhere. That song. It was just strange. And then got the news today. So there you go. Rest in peace, Eric Carmen. True talent. Okay. A Boeing whistleblower was found dead in his truck in the parking lot of his South Carolina hotel after he failed to show up for the second part of his testimony for a bombshell lawsuit against the company. John Barnett, 62 years old, had raised safety concerns at the airline's factories and provided his first testimony just days before he was found dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. All of this according to the Charleston County coroner. Barnett's attorney, Brian Knowles, says that he has explicit doubt about the circumstances of his death and called the self-inflicted gunshot alleged. Wow. The U.S. Air Force's F-35A Lightning II stealth fighters are now certified for delivery of B-61-12 nuclear gravity bombs. And in fact, have been since October 12th of 2023. It is just being revealed. The bombshell dropped by F-35's Joint Program Office, the JPO, was reported by Breaking Defense Friday morning. JPO spokesman Russ Gomer said that the certification had actually been awarded months earlier and far ahead of schedule. This means that F-35As will now be considered dual-capable platforms usable in both conventional and nuclear warfare. In the latter role, carrying up to two B-61-12s internally, using its suite of ground-scanning sensors and data links to target the bomb more precisely than other B-61 delivering aircraft. There's a Netflix documentary series just came out on nuclear and Cold War. And I watched the first episode last night. It just scared the crap out of me. Then this news breaks today. Well, here's some happy news. A rare piece of amber has preserved the mating behavior of 38 million year old termites. Yeah, they were in love. Alice Buchek, head of the Laboratory of Insect Symbiosis at a Czech Academy of Sciences, saw the amber in an online fossil shop. That's right. He was surfing the net. The two termites were preserved side by side with the female's mouth touching the tip of the male's abdomen. Close abdomen contact is part of a common mating behavior in living termites called tandem running. And that should make you smile. All right. A Massachusetts town that adopted an unusual ordinance banning the sale of tobacco to anyone born in the 21st century is being looked at as a possible model for other cities and towns hoping to further clamp down on cigarettes and tobacco products. The bylaw, the first of its kind in the country, was adopted by Brookline in 2020 and last week was upheld by the state's highest court, opening the door for other communities to adopt similar bans that will, decades from now, eventually bar all future generations from buying tobacco. The rule, which bans the sale of tobacco to anyone born on or after January 1st, 2000, went into effect in 2021 in the town of about 60,000 people right next to Boston. Here you go. China plans to launch 2 reusable rockets in 2025 and 2026 in preparation for future crewed missions to the moon. The upcoming launches are part of a new lunar program introduced by the state-owned China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, otherwise known as CASC, the main contractor for the Chinese space program, that they will be able to achieve China's goal of sending astronauts to the moon by 2030. Unlike rockets that China has used in the past, this pair will be completely reusable. This means that they will not only be more sustainable, but also more cost-effective, since they won't have to be built from scratch for future missions. Leading up to next year's potential launch, CASC successfully completed a vertical takeoff and landing hover test and achieved a key technological breakthrough in reusable rockets in 2023. That's right. They were watching SpaceX launches. A 3,000-year-old clay tablet from central Turkey describes a catastrophic foreign invasion of the Hittite Empire, a mysterious Bronze Age state that we don't know much about. The invasion took place during a Hittite civil war, apparently in an effort to aid one of the warring factions, according to the translation of the tablet's cuneiform text. The palm-sized tablet was found in May 2023 by Kimiyoshi Machimura, an archaeologist at the Japanese Institute of Antiquities and Archaeology, amid the Hittite ruins southeast of Ankara. The first 6 lines on the tablet say, in the Hittite language, that, quote, 4 cities, including the capital, Hattusa, are in disaster. while the remaining 64 lines are a prayer in the Hurrian language asking for victory. Wow. And finally, I'll leave you with this. It happened today. I announced it last night on the show with Michael Mazzola. It went down today. I watched the Peruvian mummy press conference. Went down here in Los Angeles at the Mondrian Hotel in Hollywood, West Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard. I wasn't able to attend in person. I couldn't squeeze it in. They had a 10 a.m. start time. They ended up starting at 10:30. And there was no way I could squeeze all of that and traffic, 2 hours there, 3 hours back, and do everything else that I needed to do today. I couldn't pull it off. But I did watch the entire presentation. Jaime Maussan, Serena DC, Michael Mazzola, they all did a great job. They did. Hard thing to pull off. Okay, it is. It's a tough thing technically to pull off. Situations like this, you just keep it simple. I think that the technicalities and the snafus that surfaced during that, and I was watching the comments from everybody about this live during the presser. You got to keep that kind of stuff simple. But I'm still on the fence. And I'm not sure what I'm on the fence about. Now, I have said many times before that I will report on the story as it develops. I don't want to be a part of the story. And nothing has changed with my approach. But I don't want to be a part of the story. I just want to report on the story. Give me the developments. This is a press conference. What is new? What can you tell me? Now, there were media outlets there. Fox was there. NBC was there. And others, okay, and as well as members of this community and independent journalists. Okay, so I get all of that. But what I really find interesting is that this story about these mummies should be something that is truly headline news. All of the media should have been there. The presentation should have been straightforward. And in English, just no playing around. Mummies on the tables, presentation, this is what we've got. I've talked about this over and over again over the years. But there are two reasons here why this should be the biggest news in the world, at least right now. First, if they are real, this is one of, if not the biggest discoveries in the history of our world. Period. I mean, it should just be jam-packed. Everybody should have an interest in this story. There's a second reason. If it's a hoax. If it's a hoax and the whole thing is just nothing more than a group of people pulling a big one, well, that is also a huge story. So the question is, why isn't this being covered by the mainstream media? You've got two great stories here. One of them is the real story, and they're both huge. So why isn't it being covered? I just don't understand it. It seems to me that there should be universities from around the world lining up to do DNA analysis, to get those tissue samples, to study these, carbon dating. I mean, this kind of research goes on every minute of every day. Anthropologists, archaeologists, biologists, everybody should be on this to prove it one way or the other. Because, well, Jaime, look, it's being ignored. I mean, if I'm Netflix or Amazon, right? I'm all over this. How many docuseries can we see? I just watched one on what? Oh man, I'm trying to think of her name. The Indian media mogul. that allegedly killed her sister that turned out to be her daughter. And craziest story ever, right? Huge documentary series on that. Now, I feel bad for Sheena. She's dead. It's tragic. But Netflix and Amazon do nothing but docuseries, these true crime things. And if this is a hoax, you've got a docuseries. If this is real, you've got an even bigger docuseries. Why isn't it being covered like this? Now, Jaime has done 2 presentations for the Mexican Congress. He has the attention of the Peruvian government. Right? And there's accusations of lawsuits and things going back and forth. This is apparently elevated. And now we've had a press conference here in Los Angeles. It's time to put this whole thing to bed, one way or another. Now, sure, we all want what is allegedly happening here. A new human species with 3 fingers and toes. Alien or not. That's a big deal. But if this is just one big circus act, we need to find out, right? And put a stop to it once and for all. Right? Now, Jaime has done 2 press conferences in Mexico. One here in Los Angeles. He's got another one coming up April 4th in Peru. Right? How long do we let this continue? One way or the other. I mean, yeah, I get it. The evidence is compelling, but it's not proof of anything. What we need is to get the rest of the academic professionals around the world involved right now. Just get it done. Me? Well, I'll just keep reporting the news as it breaks. Yeah, seriously. I'll see you tonight on Fade to Black. Tonight, Laird Scranton is here. I can't wait. He is when it comes to the Dogon and symbols and ancient history, nobody is better than Laird. Tonight, we're going to discuss his new book, and it's going to be another great conversation with Laird Scranton. So I'll see you tonight on Fade to Black. This is Fade to Black breaking news, all the news that you need for Tuesday, March 12, 2024. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. Go Backley Tappy.